Hello, everyone. My name is Jeremy, and you are watching RetroFat. You may be watching this channel because you found me through Just the 10 of Us, or the Power Rangers, or horror movies. Obviously, I love retro entertainment. I'm going to try and lose weight. I'm a little bit over 100 pounds down, and I'm going to keep going until I get to goal weight, and then I'm just going to try and live as healthy a life as I can. Today, I am starting a new series. I'm going to watch and react my way through the Torkelsons, as well as Almost Home, which was the retooled second season. Now, I watched this show when it first aired. I love the Torkelsons. Full disclosure, I really liked Almost Home as well. I felt like the in-house conflict of the country kids and the city kids was a lot more fun than just the five country kids. But part of the reason this show spoke to me is that I grew up in a rural area. I actually lived on a farm, but if we had chosen the name of the nearest town, so to speak, it would have been Cub Run. So that's a little smaller even than Pyramid Corners, Oklahoma. So small town Kentucky is probably, it's a little different than small town Oklahoma, but I must say there were still some similarities that I absolutely noticed. This does not mean that I'm no longer doing Just the 10 of Us by any means. My plan is to do Torkelsons, Just the 10 of Us, and then hopefully a Space Cases. So I'm going to do a reaction to the Torkelsons or Space Cases and intermix each one with a Just the 10 of Us. So I'm going to try and do one a week. Life gets busy. I'll do the best I can. But if you are watching, thank you so much for watching. If you have never seen the way I do reactions before, I try to pause only at scene breaks, and I just kind of share my thoughts about it. I feel pretty safe that I'll be able to do this one. We'll see. The reason why I think I'll be okay posting this is that the Torkelsons and Almost Home, despite not being on streaming, they are available on YouTube completely just unreacted to. They're just up there in whole episodes. So with Just the 10 of Us, I get a lot of people. Nah, that's not true. I get some people saying, I really wish that fat guy would stop talking so much. Well, if you don't listen to the fat guy talk, hey, totally valid. 100% get that. With Just the 10 of Us, I have to do that so they can be online. With the Torkelsons, you can go watch them elsewhere. So I'm actually going to put a link for where you can find the Torkelsons on YouTube without me reacting. But if you like to hear me react, then hey, let's do this. So very quickly, let me just give you some broad background facts about the show. The Torkelsons was created by Lynn Montgomery, and it was developed by Michael Jacobs, and that is the Michael Jacobs of Boy Meets World fame. This show was about a single mom with 5 kids who were at the poverty level, and it was their struggle to survive. And there are a lot of moral lessons. This is not a sitcom in quite the same way as Just the 10 of Us by any means. It's a little more quaint, and I say that with love because I like this show a great deal as well. The theme song for the Torkelsons was the song A New Day Promises, performed by the Judds, as in Naomi and Winona Judd, during season 1, a different theme song for season 2 when it was retooled as Almost Home. There were a lot of big guest stars in this, ranging from Drew Carey. Let me clarify. Guest stars that later became popular. Drew Carey, Ben Affleck, Jared Leto, Allison Hannigan. Admittedly, some of those were in Almost Home, but we're going to see some familiar faces as we watch this. Our first episode is called Fence Neighbors. It was directed by Arlene Sanford, and it was written by Lynn Montgomery, who is our creator. She wrote a few episodes. This episode first aired on September 21st, 1991, and it had a viewership of 20.2 million in its first airing, which pretty good numbers. I will say this about the show. If you're watching this, you're like, this is ringing a bell. I feel like I've seen this somewhere, but I know I didn't watch it back in 1991. This show was on Disney Channel in the afternoons for several years. So you may have seen it in syndication on Disney. Okay, let's get to our first episode.
Man in the moon, tell me I was switched at birth. Two look-alike babies got mixed up and sent to the wrong families. And for 14 years, I've been forced to live as a Torkelson, while my actual family lives in Palm Beach and drives a Lincoln Continental.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to the man in the moon.
Say hi for me.
Mary Sue, isn't that my blouse you're wearing?
Not anymore.
Why not anymore?
Because Mama turned it into my new going-to-school dress.
Mama cut up my blouse?
Yeah.
Well, where's the rest of it?
We're twins.
Mother!
It's gonna be a big fight.
All right, I'm going to pause it before the theme song. I don't want to interrupt the theme song because it is a beautiful theme song if you like country music, I guess, which I did back in the early 90s. Dorothy Jane is a great main character. It's a little unclear if she's the main character or her mother is. They both kind of occupy that role in an unusual way. Dorothy Jane has the plot device of speaking to the man in the moon, which is a great way to have a little bit of exposition without talking to the camera like you do in Modern Family or The Office. In this pilot episode, we have two kids who are replaced by the second episode, and then they are retconned out of the show entirely by the second season. So Stephen Floyd and Ruth Ann are different in this pilot and the opening credits than they are even in next week's episode. Let me also say that because of Dorothy Jane Torkelson, I always liked the name Dorothy Jane. And this might be weird, but I always said if I had a wife who would ever let me name our daughter Dorothy Jane, that was going to be her name. When Tina and I started talking about having kids, I brought that up, and she immediately said, absolutely not, shutting that down right now. So I did not have, in fact, a Dorothy Jane. I also don't have a daughter, so it ended up being a non-issue. But we named our child Henry, so clearly we're not opposed to older names. But anyway, there is no Dorothy Jane Logsdon. All right, I'm going to stop talking. Let's listen to the credits and watch the Torkelsons.
People say God looks out for the working man. Sure hope he's looking out for me. These empty pockets need a helping hand. Kitchen tables full of family. But then the sun comes up and the moon is shining big and bright, and the new day promises that everything will be alright, and the new day promises that everything will be alright.
Yes, sir. I know you called 3 times this week and twice last week, and I appreciate your diligence. I certainly do. As bill collectors go, you are the perseverance king.
Mother, you cut up my special occasion blouse.
Honey, you never wear that blouse.
No kidding.
We'll talk about it later. I'm about to take the upper hand in these negotiations. Now, what do you mean, repossess?
That means they're coming to take something away, Mama.
Thank you, Pumpkin. Yes, I'll hold.
I just mailed in my entry form for this year's Little Miss Oklahoma beauty pageant.
Well, this is sure to be your year, Ruth Ann.
Why do you encourage her?
She hardly needs encouraging, Dorothy Jane. She's got everything it takes to be Little Miss Oklahoma. She's got beauty, she's got poise.
And I got legs. I got legs to go on forever. Don't I, Mama?
Sure do, honey. We can barely keep you in your room.
You wish you had my legs.
Hey, Mother, what about my blouse?
Don't worry, Dorothy Jane. I will make you another blouse.
Can I have something store-bought?
Don't talk ridiculous. Ooh, how about this? With a nice scallop collar?
That is a curtain. I don't want to wear a curtain. I'm the only girl in school whose clothes all started out as something else.
Mama, Fever Point says I can't be in the legendary tree jumping society.
You can't be if you don't take the blood oath.
You didn't take the blood oath.
I don't have to take the blood
Then
oath.
I don't have to take the blood oath.
Chucky Lee Torkelson!
Yes, ma'am.
No real blood.
Well, why don't you just kill the entire ceremony?
Oh, there you are.
I
What?
don't want to be.
Yes, sir. Of course, I know you're going to do the fair thing. And in the end, be looking out for our own mutual best interests. Bye. All right, they're out to get us. Listen up, everybody! This is a Torkelson 3-clang alert.
Gee, I love these.
The appliance store is planning a major assault on our washer and dryer. So man your battle stations. We are officially in laundry overdrive.
You're gonna come take our washer and dryer?
They're going to try, honey. Are we going to let them?
Not while I have breath in my body.
That's my girl.
Just when you start getting attached to a major appliance, it goes right out the door.
Honey, that's just how I felt about your father.
So this one thing that TV shows often do is the size of apartments and houses and so forth. It does not match the income level typically of the people in it. Like, I mean, I know the Friends apartments and there's the whole rent control bit. One thing that I could potentially excuse about the Torkelsons, and I don't remember, I'm kind of watching this fresh with you. I haven't really watched this show in some time. This is a big house, but I don't know if perhaps it was willed to her or if she is renting. That actually might be a plot point in this episode. I'm not 100% sure. But I could potentially see a poor family in a small town having a bigger house than you might otherwise expect. One other thing I want to mention, and it refers to the quality of the video. I lucked out with just the 10 of us. Circumstances I can't discuss. No such thing has happened with the Torkelsons. Fingers crossed that somebody out there will say, you know, will contact me and I can get some higher quality copies. But for now, this is all I have. So, you know, watch it on a small screen. It'll be fine. It'll be like you're in 1991. Oh, one other thing. Sorry. Kind of sandwiching this. So we were talking about the house and then back to the house again. This house is clean, but appropriately cluttered in a way that I feel a mom with 5 kids who's struggling to make ends meet, how her house might look. So,
Everybody to make sure all the clothes in all your hampers get into the washer. Chucky Lee?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this all your dirty shirt?
Yes, ma'am.
That shirt you got on dirty?
No, ma'am.
How many days in a row you been wearing it? Hands up. Chucky Lee,
Yes, ma'am.
you been working out?
No, ma'am.
Mary Sue, go answer the door. And if it's the repossessioner, do that phlegmy cough you do so well. That's the one.
Hello, Mary Sue. It's your favorite gentleman caller.
It's just the butcher. JW, you have any laundry needs doing?
No thanks, dear. I'm clean.
Mom's in the kitchen. We are in a panic.
Hi, JW.
Oh, hey, Dorothy Jane.
Not the footstool again.
Well, this periwinkle blue just didn't conform to the overall masculine color scheme of my den, so I need to get Millicent to reupholster it again.
JW.
Huh?
Why don't you just ask my mother out?
I'm sure I don't know what in the world you're talking about.
Well, you keep putting odd colored fabrics in that ottoman just so you can keep coming back to visit my mother, am I right?
No?
What color are you putting on this time?
Buttercup?
If I ever meet a boy who thought so long and hard about asking me out, it would compensate for any faults he might have.
That's what I'm banking on, Dorothy Jane.
Why is it the washer and dryer can never coordinate time-wise? Hey, JW.
Hey, Millicent.
We just hang these out here to dry. More ottoman trouble, JW?
Oh, well, this periwinkle choice, it just makes no decorator's sense. And, so you busy tonight or what? I mean, Have you got any time to spend with my ottoman if you're not too busy with somebody else's furniture?
What you getting at, JW?
Well, there comes a time when you just got to gather your thoughts, you know, and seize the moment, or else the moment.
Mama, Stan Floyd put Martha on the washer and she's drowning.
You have to excuse me, JW. I have a laundry casualty.
Oh, hey, Chuck D.
Hey, JW.
Oh, I was, Bye, Chuck D.
Shooting around and around.
Sorry, I was muted. Let me pause there just for a moment to say that is Ernie Lively. From what I can tell, this is the only episode he is in. He does not come back after this. That is Blake Lively's father. So that's kind of a fun thing that I just learned. Mary Sue calls him the butcher because that is his profession. Jacob is his name. Apparently they all call him JW. But yeah, he's only in this episode apparently. So there we go. I guess don't get attached.
And Andres didn't come out.
See, Mary Sue, she's not drowned. She was just going for a little swim.
Nobody even think of looking out the window.
Glory, hallelujah. Is that new neighbors moving in next door?
Mom, there's just an unsuspecting innocent family. Please don't turn into the welcome wagon.
Simple hospitality and a casual howdy-do. Ruth Ann, go get your tuba.
No, we don't deserve this. All they did was move in.
Stephen Floyd, Chucky Lee, go wash the mud off your neck. You're gonna pay a howdy call to our new fence neighbors.
I'm sorry.
Oh, would you look at that handsome young boy. Ooh, he's a prime candidate for your dance card.
Oh, no.
You! That's neighbor boy! Come say hey! Oh, he's going around the front, Dorothy J.
Hi,
Oh, my God.
my name's Riley Roberts.
I love it.
We just moved in next door. Do you live here?
You mean like have a laugh? No.
There you are, Dorothy Jane. Hello, young man. I see you caught up with my daughter. My name is Millicent Torkelson, and I am so happy to make your acquaintance. Put her there.
Riley Roberts. We just moved here from Cincinnati.
What grade are you in?
I'm a senior in high school, man.
I thought so. He's too old for you, Dorothy Jane. And what a tragedy, because he is beautiful.
Want some Jell-O? It'll make your tongue green.
All right, so Riley Roberts, which is a great name. That is a fantastic, like, novel hero name, Riley Roberts. I like it when names are, first and last name are the same initial. He's played by Michael Landis, who, as a horror fan, I know him best from Final Destination 2. He was the cop. You might also know him from season 1 of Lois and Clark, the New Adventures of Superman. The one with Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher from shortly after this era, actually. I remember he was just on that show for one season, and then they changed him to an entirely different actor. But yeah, Riley Roberts is a recurring character for this entire first season.
He's the loveliest boy I've ever looked at. But he's 4 years older than me and out of reach. And I watch him leave his house from this window. And I want to be with him wherever he's going. But I will not be. The rest of my life will be unending sadness. And things can get no worse for me.
Yoo-hoo!
I was wrong.
You know, sweetheart, a good first impression is often tarnished when one bolts away like that.
Mother, you have 4 other children. I want you to stop concentrating on me.
Can't. You're the oldest. I've been working on you the longest. Now you're like a habit I can't break. Hey, look, you have the best view of the neighbor's house.
Why are they so important to you? They're just people who move next door.
Serendipity!
What?
What else do we have to look forward to in this life, Dorothy Jane, but serendipity? Us Torkelsons have never had wealth or position to see us through. All we have is the unexpected knock at the door, or the blue moving van that pulls up at the next house, signaling the arrival of new neighbors and potential lifelong friends.
But we don't even know them.
That changes tonight.
Oh, God, why?
I have invited the entire fence neighbor family to a sit-down dinner tonight at 6 o'clock sharp.
Here? In this house? And all of them are coming?
Of course, they want to get to know us, too. And don't you spend all night making moon eyes at that too-old-for-you boy, because I'll say something you know I will.
Years later, passers-by will pause in the street and point to this window and ask, "Isn't that the room where that poor, sensitive girl died of embarrassment?" Others in the street will nod sadly and say, "Yes, I do believe the mother was the cause."
I'll get started on this bedspread straight away so you'll have something to wear.
So I have to clarify, grew up on a farm, tobacco and cattle farm. We were poor-ish. We were not so poor that we made clothing out of other things. But clearly the Torkelsons are. I also kind of have to comment that you would think, again, we've just started watching the show, so what do we really know about Millicent at this point? But while she doesn't seem to be somebody who would needlessly embarrass her daughter, she really does seem like a great, strong, mom. We also have to keep in mind, she's young. She has 5 kids. She's a single mom. And she is probably willing to do whatever she can to keep her daughter from following in some of her footsteps.
You like this boy, don't you? Don't hit me, I'm a lady. You like this boy? Don't hit me, I'm a lady. You like this boy? Don't hit me.
She's a lady.
Good evening. My name is Wesley Hodges. I'm here about the room to let.
I'm sorry, you must have the wrong house. This is a private residence.
No. This is the place.
What? Mother, he is at the wrong house, and we are expecting VIP dinner guests momentarily.
I don't mean to intrude. Maybe I'd best be going.
No, you come on in and stay for dinner. Mi casa, su casa. That's the International Declaration of Hospitality.
We read it on the picante sauce.
What is happening here? We don't have a casa for rent.
Would you excuse us one little moment, please? Dorothy Jane, you are 14, old enough to face the harsh realities of life. I put that ad in the paper because we are dead broke.
But we don't have an extra room.
You'd be surprised how fast destitution can remodel a house. So let's greet our benefactor with open arms and a welcoming attitude, okay?
Did I remember to tell you I can't stand children?
Is $75 a week too much?
Well, depending on the size and charm of the room.
Oh, very large and extremely charming.
It wouldn't have to be the tower room with a wraparound balcony, would it? I couldn't help noticing that one from the street. Does it have a private bath?
Well, yes, it does, but the grand turret room is my...
With meals included, huh? $75 a week seems like a fair price for a room of that size.
Well, then you are in luck. because that is the room for rent. I'm sorry, honey, but that's the room. So, let's just tuck our troubles in our back pockets and try and relax and be festive. Well, howdy do. Wipe your feet and come on in.
All right, a lot just happened in that. So first of all, we have Wesley Hodges, who they often call Border Hodges, played by William Shallert, who, if you recognize, you should, because he has been in everything. Like Patty Duke Show was maybe what he's most well known for, but I mean, his IMDb is 100 pages long. So he sadly is no longer with us. He died about 9 years ago, but he is I think definitely he's 100% the most established actor in this series. And I'm even kind of wondering if he was part of how that character was a linchpin for how this show came to be. It's like, and we'll bring in some famed actor from decades ago to be here. So, in fact, he, as I mentioned, he was in the Patty Duke Show, and Patty Duke is a guest star in an episode this season. So that'll be fun to look forward to. We have a very clear class clash here, because we have the Roberts, who just showed up, looking very not quite as country as the Torkelsons, who we are seeing at a very raw moment where they are literally renting out part of their house to a stranger. So a lot to unpack here. And then of course, Dorothy Jane just found out that her room is now no longer her room.
Well, the primary thing you need to know about swap meets is how to haggle. For instance, sticker price, $18. How much you figure this planner set me back?
I really wouldn't know.
How about you, Arthur? What do you say? Genuine rooster.
$14.
Hey, boy, don't you go without me. They see you coming, you'll leave in a barrel.
Mars, the red planet. Isn't it exciting?
It was hard to just pack up and leave this year because it's my senior year.
Well, how come you move around so much?
My dad's a liquidator. We move from trouble town to trouble town. I mean, I wish I could just settle in one place all my life.
Bill, let me give you a good piece of neighborly advice. This ain't the place.
Hey, fence neighbor,
Yes?
what do you think of my sister?
I think she's nice.
Well, you just better, 'cause she's my sister.
Oh, I do.
Well, you just better.
I wish I had brothers and sisters to protect me.
No, you don't.
Dorothy Jane.
Yes?
Now, I'm older than you,
I know.
so I want you to believe me when I tell you this.
I believe you.
You don't know how good you got it to have a big family. And your mom seems so full of life. I mean, you are one lucky little girl.
Hey, neighbor boy, come up here and see Mars.
Yes, ma'am. Excuse me.
The tugging at your heartstrings couldn't be more aggressive. We have the boy of her dreams, and he just called her a little girl. Chucky Lee was a good big brother there. I really did enjoy her comment that, like, no, you don't want siblings. I am from a family of 4. I'm the youngest of 4, so I never had big brother mentality. I was always baby of the family. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure I would agree that having a big family is the way to go either. But we weren't as big as the Torkelsons, and we were also a little more spread out in age than the Torkelsons as well. But anyway, yeah, there's humor in this show for sure. There's also a lot of deep emotional pulls, which I feel like we're going to see Millicent shift a bit over this season. I don't remember her being quite as in your face in Almost Home, which I'll admit I remember better than the Torkelsons. But again, it is the pilot, and people are still sort of feeling themselves out. I feel like she could read the room a little better than she showed with Mr. and Mrs. Roberts.
Hey, Millicent.
T.W., what a pleasant surprise. This neighbor Roberts, Porter Wesley Hodges, say hello to J.W. Presley, the #1 butcher of Pyramid Corners.
Oh, Millicent, how you do? Go on. Wait a minute, Border?
I just took the room, moving in tomorrow.
Mr. Hodges will be renting our recently refurbished Grand Turret Suite.
Is there room for rent? How much you paying, Hodges?
$75 a week, meals included.
I'll pay 90 and I won't eat.
W.
I'm a much better deal, Millicent. Perhaps this isn't the best possible evening for company.
Of course it is. Everybody's here. Mars is out. One thing you'll learn living in these parts, when the unexpected pays a call, you throw out the welcome mat.
That's her.
Are you Millicent Torkelson?
Why, yes, I am. What can I do for you boys?
We're here for your washer and dryer.
They're in the kitchen.
Well, look. They've come to service my washer and dryer. Right this way, gentlemen.
Well, it's been a truly delightful evening.
I bought her flowers. I stood for a half hour picking out the right tire for this movie proposal, during which time some strange man I ain't never even seen before has moved into Millicent's house. Well, let me just ask you one thing.
What?
Who is this guy?
They're gonna have to take these to the shop. I'm just having the worst luck with my major appliances. Okay, honey, maybe this evening was a little bit stressful. But look at it this way. It was a memorable event, and that's the goal of every hostess.
This room was my sanctuary from the storm. It was the only thing in my life that you didn't make from a curtain or that didn't get handed down to me by some relative that was nowhere near my size. This is my room. And you gave it to a total stranger off the street.
I am sorry, sweetheart. I wish we were in a better position where we didn't have to do this. I tell you what we'll do. You move into my room. I'll move into the basement. I'd rather live in the basement anyway. It's the only room in the house with a water heater.
You never even told me we were this bad off that we need to rent out a room. Why didn't you tell me?
Because in the end, I thought something good might happen to us so we wouldn't have to. Because I am trying the best I know how to take care of this family, Dorothy Jane. And more than anything, I didn't tell you because I can't stand being humiliated in front of you.
Woo-wee. I can't hardly get my breath. I didn't know there was so many stairs.
Oh, no time, they'll just fly right by.
No, I don't think so. See, I got these bad arthritic knees.
Well, we'll bring your meals up to you, Mr. Hodges. Oh, and just the other day we were talking about putting in an elevator, weren't we, Dorothy J?
Well, in the meanwhile, there must be at least 30 stairs. Perhaps if you had another room?
All we have is a basement.
How many steps?
Just 8. Little ones. Oh, and they go down. Oh, and it's a real big room, and the sunlight just floods right in.
It's darker than a tomb.
I'll take it anyway.
I'll go start fixing it up right now.
Everybody needs a sanctuary from the storm.
I loved that entire scene. First of all, Olivia Burnett she was probably 14 as well at this time. Really just a fantastic actress. Like I wish we could have seen her in more things. I do think she still acts a little. I don't think she's out of show business entirely, but this was kind of her big thing, and I hate that. Connie Ray also nailed it. This was so well done. I also like the realization that all three of them had. I mean, you saw it in Millicent and Dorothy Jane even before Border Hodges said it, that they knew why he was taking the basement. And I love it for Millicent that she didn't try to talk him out of it. I like that little punch in the arm she gave as she walked by, because it just showed like, hey, you are a really good man. Thank you for doing this for my daughter. Just heartwarming scene. Heartbreaking a little bit as well, especially with Millicent admitting like, I'm okay struggling, but I don't want to be embarrassed struggling in front of you, Dorothy Jane. And that's powerful.
Step up to quality. Trade in your old washer and dryer and get 3 months free payments. That is a generous offer. And I'm here to collect.
Well, we aim to please. Now, first, about your trade-ins, what brand of appliances are they?
Well, they're not exactly a brand name. You took those from me yesterday and left me with my reserve appliances, which I have right here. This is my washer, and this is my dryer.
You can't possibly be serious.
I read your ad carefully through and through. Any and all trade-ins accepted, regardless of age or condition.
Listen, ma'am, we are not about to give you a new washer and dryer in exchange for rope and a scrub board. So why don't you just take this stuff away before you humiliate yourself in front of all these people?
Excuse me, but nobody is humiliated here. We all just live in this little town, and we're doing the best we can to get by. And if you don't want to help us, then don't invite us down here with your vaguely reneged. Because this is all we have, and we have to take in a boarder, and don't you talk to my mother like that! Oh, my God.
They lure us down here with false promises to help the little folk through these hard times. But then, when the little folk arrive, they renege. Today, it is me and mine. But tomorrow, it is you and yours. Because we are all little folk. Even that tall fellow over there by the dustbuster. Now, are we going to let them get away with this?
No! Give her the washer!
All right, I like that scene except for the applause at the end. It's like that's such a trope. But I do like getting to see Dorothy Jane come to her mama's defense, and also I don't understand why the sales clerk would have been so aggressive about it. Like, you're not. The ad was clearly to get people in the store. It's not a financial loss the store is going to take. That's. Anyway.
You're cementing the new washer and dryer into the floor?
Anybody wants to take these back, they're going to have to carry off the whole house. Besides, I always wanted built-in appliances. Dorothy Jane, I want to thank you for the way you stood up for me. I hope it made you realize how proud you actually are to be a Torkelson.
It'll never happen again.
Yeah, I don't expect it will.
All right, that is episode 1 of the Torkelsons. So I expect about 1 a month. I'm going to take my time. I'm not in any kind of rush. As life gets busy, I'll admit this will take a bit of a backseat. But I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to keep going. Next week, I hope to get just the 10 of us out. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate your support. And I will see you online.